Okay, hello. Welcome to my first video on this channel. I've been teasing this channel for a long time. Already I got like 40 something subscribers and no videos at all. So I've been talking about this for quite a long time. And there's a lot of projects that I want to do on this channel. I have a big list, big bunch of requests that people have told me they want to see on this channel from different frog decks, different rulings, different types of content, whatever. Maybe I'll get around to most of them or none of them, or I don't even know. But I'll see what I do. I'm not gonna hold myself to anything here. It's just gonna be a casual thing with this channel that whenever I feel like doing a cool project, I'll do it. If I want to put on a cool stream, I'll do it. If I want to feature one of my decks that I talk with, then I'll make a video like this, you know? Nothing too formal, nothing too scheduled. It's just gonna be my project. If you want to watch it, watch it. If not, then don't. Okay, so this one is basically something I decided to cover in the past hour because tomorrow I'm going to get on a flight to Orlando to go compete in Keegan's tournament, the Ribbit Orlando, RBET. But I wanted to put out a video before then, and I decided, I guess this is a good start video, because I consider this to be my flagship frog deck. It's the one that I really started the format with, to a certain extent. I started the format with standard frog monarch, and that was going well until it didn't, obviously, for various reasons. So I decided to mix it up, and I came up with this idea of really maximizing Substitute and the frog engine with Moray and salvage. And I ended up just discovering, like, oh my god, like, why is no one playing Diva? No one was playing Diva at the time. You can't believe it now, but this is like 2018-ish. I had to go through the entire card pool of all the water monsters, and I was like, what can I use for salvage? What can I use for Moray? Diva came up. I was like, what is going on here? How is no one using this? And obviously in Frog it's great because, like, you know, you have extra synchro material, instantly sets up salvage, and I discovered amongst the sea serpents there was Mermaid Archer, which is even cooler with Treeborn, and that's exactly when I knew that this deck had to be born, and something had to be done with it, and I knew it was crazy at that time. So this is from really big charity tournaments, number one, which was about a year ago now. It was in June 2022, and it's strange to me, at least, because this is, I guess, when people started to really take the deck seriously, and it was considered like its breakthrough moment in the public consciousness of this is a serious frog deck that you can use in tournaments, blah, blah, blah. But to me, I mean, this tournament, it's a pretty small tournament. You'll see from the replays that we're going to go through. As far as I'm concerned, this is like, you know, 6 of some of the decks, kind of normal style games, I guess. Like, to me, there's nothing particularly exceptional. Like, of course, there were strong duelists. It was most RBET tournaments you play in are going to have some really strong opponents. It's not easy, you know, you got to think about your plays and all that kind of stuff, but, you know, it's had 54 players in it. There's 6 rounds, so it went undefeated, and it went, you know, straight to number 1. Great, okay. But as far as I'm concerned, the deck had already proven itself long before that. It's just that it took people a long time, basically until then, to really understand it. So what I mean by that, for example, is that the year before that, when I joined Format Library, this is the deck I was using nonstop. This is before I really just went off the deep end and started creating whatever frog decks and just topping with anything I wanted. This was the deck that I was using nonstop, like every day, basically. Like most days I would be on Format Library, just grinding the ladder, improving, facing all the top duelists, understanding all the decks. And in 2021, it took me like a month or two before suddenly I was just completely dominating the entire thing for several months. And then eventually towards the end of 2021, then competition really started to get a lot harder, but there were several months when, and I'm talking like this was a time when, you know, James Ark and Keegan and who else was even around at the time? I mean, really strong duelists that you still know about today. They were the ones you would see on the ladder, like MMF. Who else was there? I don't even remember. This is like 2 years ago. But what I'm saying is like this deck was really, really capable against really strong players, and it could not be taken down. Like there were several points where like for months at a time, the second place or third place players on the ladder, so obviously I was first, duh, right? Because it was this deck, it's a powerful deck, huh? They would have had to win like 15 in a row to catch up with them. So that's how powerful it was. So as far as I was concerned at that point, obviously this is a deck that is capable, you know? It's got like so many strengths, its fundamentals are just there. It's like everything combines well. It's extremely flexible, got an answer for most stuff. It's really unpredictable. At least at the time it was a bit less predictable. Nowadays, I guess people have played against it a bit more, but even so, I mean, people are still not really necessarily prepared to understand everything that the deck can throw at them. In any case, I think the deck is really strong, had been really strong. During this event, it was really strong, and it will be really strong in the future. I'm definitely going to do a lot of coverage of this deck, whether that's in terms of replay reviews. Send me in your replays of Diva Frog. I am going to bully you, unfortunately, because of all the Frog decks, this is definitely one that people don't understand very well. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but it's just very true. It's a deck that you really need to understand the Frog engine inside out for. You need to understand how all the cards interact with each other, which is something that, you know, you need a lot of practice to do. You need a lot of experience with the deck to understand, oh, okay, this is what I should be aiming for with Substitute. This is what I should be trying to do with Diva and Archer to really optimize and squeeze as much as I can out of the situation. And then also, with that in mind, you also plan in advance for those things. So it's not just like suddenly on the spot you think of this plan. No, you have to actually like think of it turned in advance and plan towards it. So for example, if you want to end on like Unifrog plus flip-flop from the Substitute and set a roar behind it, that kind of thing. Like that's not necessarily a play that people even think of to begin with. But then in order to set up for that, okay, now I have to do the Ryza, now I have to do the Diva the turn after that, and then finally on turn 3 after that, then that's when I'm going to do that Substitute play. So if you weren't even aware that that play was even possible with whatever combination of frogs, and how exactly are you going to plan towards it? So that's the kind of thinking that I want to hopefully feature today. And the funny thing is, I actually don't know what I'm going to feature in this video, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the replays. So they're right here in front of me. I'm going to load them up one by one, talk through them, and see what my thought process was, see if there's anything I would change. Chances are, to be honest, not really, because I don't know, like, maybe there will be, but I kind of doubt it, unless I like really made a big mistake, but I don't know. Okay, so I haven't seen these in like a year, so I guess let's just jump right into it, because I'm curious to see exactly how this tournament went. So I have the replays here. There's 6 rounds, won them all. Spoiler alert. So the first one was against Roghnach. He's my teammate. He was the captain at the time. I think this was definitely a very unfortunate match for him. That's all I can really remember about it. I think he's probably on Vayu. It's a deck he's very fond of. Let me move my little icon somewhere. Gosh, I hope I'm actually recording this, or like, I hope the volume is actually on, all that kind of stuff. I have no idea. I might have to start all over again. Who knows? Anyway, let's get started. All right, always great to go first, blah, blah. Okay, start with this. Yeah, pretty straightforward. I'm probably going to hold the Moray, I would imagine, because even though I could go for it right away, I mean, I'm not necessarily trying to dig for a trap or a Gorge or anything. I don't really need that just yet. I mean, yeah, Gorge would be nice, but it's a very low chance of drawing it. And maybe I want to like use swap plus water to discard itself, bounce something next turn, like if I draw a Diva or something, maybe it doesn't play like that. Sometimes you never know, and you kind of just want to wait and see if there are things that you might want to use, if there are waters that you want to shuffle away more next turn. Like Mermaid Archer, like it seems like, oh, that's a mediocre card you don't want to draw, but actually no, like it could come in handy, like if there's a Ryo or something, who knows, like, I don't know. Okay, so I do have the hand open here, but I'm not really going to comment much on it because it's unknown. All right, let's see if I shuffle anything away. Nope, see, I don't. Great, exactly. Okay, so this is pretty easy. Nothing too threatening here just yet. I think I'd be aware of that for sure, because without our defenses, then they can spring stuff on us next turn. I'm probably going to drop this MST unless I want to go for double. Yeah, I wouldn't really like be worried about Starlight Road necessarily. Like, of course you can worry about it if you want, but it's only going to be there like a fraction of the time, so that's one thing. But maybe I might just want to use the MST and just hold that for later. I think in general, though, I'm going to be using Moray here. I have the option to discard some swaps, send Substitute, and then add stuff back with Salvage, and then go for a sub-play of some kind, which could for sure be very good, especially if I go like Uni plus Dupe and start wearing away back row, especially once that third one. That would be fairly safe, and then Uni plus Dupe, clear all the back row, and then just have to deal with that, hopefully draw into a trap with a Moray. That could be something? What else could I do? Like, unless I just want to beat over with Archer, I guess, but then Deep Prison's kind of a... Yeah, like, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. So there's a few options here. Like, honestly, I don't necessarily... I'm not really super in favor of one or the other here. Like, there's arguments for both. And it kind of really comes down to what random cards are in his back row. Anything could be there. So let's see what I do. Actually, I'm probably going to start with MST, though. Oh, okay. I actually don't. Right, and yeah, I forgot to mention as well. Yeah, you should wait for the main phase 1 to use your MST for exactly this reason. Because once you go from Samba phase to main phase, then that's when they're going to be prompting themselves to flip the Dust Shoot just to prevent any Caiuses or any nasty stuff they don't want you to summon at the very first move of your main phase 1, because you have priority in the main phase 1. Okay. So for that reason, you don't want to use the MST in the standby phase because you want to wait until the main phase because they will have already used the Dust Shoot, and that does not risk you accidentally hitting the Dust Shoot with your MST, which would be horrible. That can genuinely lose you the game. Okay, so what he's going to hit, I would imagine he's going to hit either Swap Frog or Mobius, depending. If he hits Mobius, that is a bit of a clue that it could not be a bottomless, because if it is a bottomless, and I didn't even think to hover over this. Like, I'm going to pretend I don't even know this, but. Yeah, if he doesn't hit the Mobius, then he's probably comfortable with us using the Mobius, which is another word saying like it's probably a bottomless trouble. I banished it because that's kind of annoying. Why would I do that? I'm just giving myself so much work for no reason. Okay, I gotta click like 10 buttons just because I decided to show Keegan what my hand was. Is he watching? I don't know. Alright, whatever. Okay, makes sense. Yeah, so he didn't hit the Mobius away, so I was like, yeah, okay, he's probably got a bottomless travel. That's probably what it is. So I didn't really feel like I needed the Mobius. I felt like I was going to draw into a water and then just make some kind of a subplay by adding back this up. So what do I do here? Yeah, you have double Caius, and I'm totally fine with the bottomless, which I already read. So yeah, I think, why leave myself with a hand of multiple Caiuses when I could just, do stuff. Now he does have the Plague, so he could go into like a Goyo Guardian and try and steal the Caius, but great, I have a second Caius for that. Right? Not so bad. As well as an MST to clear any back row that might protecting the Goyo. Yep, so this was the right move. No criticism there. And the cooler thing as well is that even later, I'll be able to bounce the Caius as well with the Swap plus Water, while also in the process setting up the Substitute in the graveyard for that. So things are looking good as long as he doesn't like super rush us down to not have any defense, but I mean, he doesn't have any bios or anything in the graveyard, so he's gonna have to like super sack somehow I guess a trooper, so we might just go for that, I think, in his hands. Yeah. But I'm not going to comment on his hand too much. I don't really want to coach any Vayu opponents how to beat frogs necessarily. That's not really in my interest, you would imagine, right? Okay, so here, the Soul Exchange is actually cool for combining with Substitute, set up like, yeah, I would have Treeborn plus swap on the board plus sub plus that, so I can set up a bunch of frogs. I think it's 4 total. So one of those would definitely be flip-flop, possibly two dupes, and leave the sub as well. And that means that I can leave the sub there to summon the Unifrog on a later turn. So I think that totally makes sense. That's what I'm going to do. You definitely want to squeeze use of your Soul Exchange if you can, like early as possible. And don't like use your Caius if you don't have to. Like leaving Caius for later is ideally what you want. Leaving Soul Exchange for later is not what you want. Because I see a lot of players, especially in like the replays that I see, and one of the biggest mistakes they make is they just leave way too long to use the Soul Exchange, and they lose the opportunity to use it at all. They just think that it's better to go for damage earlier or something, but no, like you're gonna see, I bet I'm gonna go for a substitute play, and the board I'm gonna set up is gonna be way better than just doing damage here. So that's pretty much what I was thinking. I hope I leave the last swap in deck, which I should. Yes. Okay, great. Yeah, you should leave the last swap in deck, as well as the Unifrog here, just because that sub is going to survive. It's definitely surviving, right? Like, how is he going to get rid of that stuff? He only has 2 darks for Dark Arms, so he's going to have like specifically Armageddon Knight plus Dark Arms. Would that be game? It actually would, yeah. But okay, you can't play around everything, especially with no traps. So this was the best move. And like, you know, there was nothing else that could have played around that either, so this is for sure the best. Okay, great. So yeah, that doesn't do anything for him necessarily. Now I would probably want to start with the Unifrog. I don't want to just jump the Caius here because you for sure want to play around Torrential. The great thing about starting with Unifrog is that if they use Torrential, then that's not going to make your dupes mistiming. You will get both of their effects. So that means you can even add back the same Unifrog, you can add back flip-flop, you can add back a swap, depending what you want, for the utility of discarding the water for swap and so on. Or just bouncing a Treeborn for a discard trap, for example. So there's lots of different reasons to add different frogs. But like I said, starting with Unifrog is best so you don't play into Torrential, because if you start with Caius and they change Torrential, then you're going to lose everything. No searches from the dupes because they're going to miss time, because they're destroyed on Chainman 2. Alright, so this I'm totally cool with. In fact, that's going to stop him from doing like all the plague stuff or even risking Dark Arms and so on. Totally fine. And that leaves the... Why did I do that? Did I need to do that really? Oh, because I'm going to go for the Archer. Okay, fair. Because I could have gone for the Caius there, but even just like, you know, as far as I'm concerned, bouncing this every turn versus banishing it with Caius is kind of the same thing. Okay, yep, that's fine. Yeah, just 17 every turn, as well as next turn, Archer's going to equip the Treeborn and do even more. So I'm really starting a clock here, especially with the oppression. I would call this basically a foregone conclusion. There's very little he could possibly hope to draw. Like Torrential would help him here for sure, chaining to the flip-flop. It also depends like what his set is. And here I'm also playing around the Torrential by equipping. Yeah, because then Archer can be protected by the River Force. So yeah, even if he has Torrential, I'm actually kind of okay with it. So yeah, I think there's no way he's going to win this. I don't think he's going to come back in any meaningful way. So I'm just going to go straight for game here, saying like screw Torrential, don't care, as long as 2k goes in, then he's down to 500, which means that Caius can burn itself for game next turn. Yeah, Mirror Force is hot. Oh wait, I actually wasn't even looking at that. Great, okay, so that's a perfect example. So that, okay, that actually doesn't get him in range, but I don't care. Same thing, like same principle here, right? Like, I don't care about the back row anymore, like the way is totally clear for Caius. Also, I could use this to bait out the oppression. And then, oh, can I? Because I don't even have any left. Maybe not. Maybe I do. Yeah, I do. Okay, I have one more sub. Yeah, so I can't. And then if he does that, then I have, if he pays 800, then I can go bring Caius for game. And this is pretty easy. Okay, yeah, so that's unfortunate for him. Where did it go wrong for him necessarily? I think he just kind of didn't draw so well, and I think we drew pretty well, as this deck tends to do. So he didn't get a super aggro opening or anything, and we just took advantage of it. So I'm not sure if there's any real way he could have done anything super differently there. I think it was just our game to win. Okay, what are we gonna do here? Yeah, I mean, obviously we're gonna read that that's a potential Raikou. Of course, it could be a potential hamster if he's bluffing it, or maybe bluffing a Bayou or a Gardner or whatever it is. I think I knew his deck list at the time, being on the same team and having seen his video, but was he on Gardner? I forget. He either hated Gardner or liked it a lot. He had a strong opinion on Gardner, but I forgot what it was. I don't know. Okay, so we don't necessarily want to actually ram the Swap Frog into a Raikou. I have a feeling I might, because I don't know. I kind of want to just keep the Swap Frog because that means you can, on following turns, bounce the Treeborn for extra normal one of these, and then the bounced Treeborn goes for Moray for like a free water. But I have a feeling I'm just gonna like crash the Swap Frog into it. What you could do as well is Diva, summon Archer, and then Archer equip Diva and attack into the Raikou. But here, I don't think it's worth it because we don't have Treeborn set up, or various other things. So I think probably I'm just going to go Swap Frog attack. I kind of don't even agree with that, but I think the best would just be the Swap Frog pass because, yeah, because if it's a Raikou, then you'll know it next turn because you won't even flip it. And that means you can take advantage of the fact that you know it's Raikou. Whereas if it's a hamster and I attack into it, then it's really bad to attack into it because then he gets to flip the Raikou next turn, or he gets to, well, have an extra 800 damage, obviously. I don't agree with attacking here, so that's actually a criticism I have. Haha. I wasn't thinking I was going to actually criticize my play very much, but here we are. Okay. Anyway, I think like it's not a huge deal, but you know, these are less good now that the Swap Frog's gone, because like I said, I want to next turn just normal swap, send second Treeborn, bounce the first Treeborn, and extra normal something else. And that means I have the Treeborn for the Moray and extra Swap Frog on board, technically, because you would be trading it with the Moray normally, but it's just a way to squeeze extra value. Anyway, okay. It might not matter so much. I don't know what's going to happen here. Okay, top deck substitute, that's kind of good. So I'm probably going to go for that. Probably going to end on Uni plus 2, I would imagine. And then maybe wait with the dupe. Once he kills it, then add back a swap, and that's what I can use for Moray. So I'm probably not going to use the Moray anytime soon. So. Okay, so I'm probably going to actually just go through all the frogs, just clear it all out of the deck. Not really necessarily going to be hoping for like salvage. Oh, sorry, yeah, okay, that does make sense. Yeah. Yeah, okay. In general, I like that play because bouncing swap, or bouncing sub, and holding it for our next turn while the Swap Frog here just clears through a Raikou. It's like a free swap and you just bounce the sub for next turn. In general, that's good, but here I have a lot of extra normal summons. But maybe that's all right, yeah, it could be okay. All right, and it's good that it actually was a Raikou because it was a hamster. That would have been quite punishing. Bayou also could, yeah, Bayou would have been kind of punishing too, a little bit. Because I want to hold this for the play, so if it was a Bayou, I would have had to use that on the Shiraku. And not the Bayou, by the way, you want to hit the Shiraku. I can explain that in a later time. It's cool, this is milled, by the way, that's very, very depressing. And this too, I don't want to deal with that either. This does deal with it, but I don't want to have to think about that too much. Okay, so we're in a good spot. I think yeah, very slight criticisms, but overall, yeah, it's unfortunate for him that he drew like that. I actually kind of like the Mali thing that he had going on this time. I think people should try that again. Or maybe not, like maybe this is an illustration of what it can do sometimes. But in general, I am quite a Mali fan, especially Hero Frog. That's a topic for another day. I might go for a Unifrog here. And this is actually a great example of where I would love to have a Swap Frog, because this is Raigeki Break. if I had a swap frog, I would bounce the Treeborn, then extra normal uni, and I would have the Treeborn in hand for the discard trap. Unfortunate, but yeah, that's okay. So I'm probably going to start with Substitute here. Bounce a swap frog, and that'll be the discard. And then summon uni, tribute away the sub for a dupe. So whatever way I do it, it'll be ending on uni plus dupe with a swap frog in hand for the discard trap. And that should be extremely solid. What am I doing here? Uh-oh. Whoa, 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 whoa. Do I not have any swaps left? Oh, I don't. Okay, okay. That explains. Alright, fair. And that was horrible. If I, like, okay, the crow is nice, but you don't want to be drawing this. But, yeah, sub, go for uni plus dupe. That's a good play. I hope this, hope I can fit all the replays into this, because I'm kind of going in depth with this. I don't know if this can be one video. We'll see. Yeah, okay, so see? This is a good play. Yeah, it's actually genuinely good. Because I can protect this from any stuff. Even if he goes for like Armageddon Knight, I can still banish all the stuff that throws. Or if he sets, obviously, then that's going to be losing a turn for him. Okay, this is good stuff. Yep, uni doing its thing, eating all the rugs and the masks and the whatever stuff, bottomless trap hole, all that kind of good stuff. Okay, so he didn't even have anything. I don't know why he did so much rock though. What's that about? Did he? Oh, he was hoping to. Okay, maybe he thought I was like siding bottomless trap hole or something that this might walk into. Maybe he thought I was gonna like discard trap in the end phase, so we would be able to deck dev. Honestly, I think he should have either set this or tribute summoned it and just like tried to attack, or maybe not attack because, yeah, actually no need to attack whatsoever to the deck dev. Okay, great. But I think he was mad about this because I actually did get to hit the deck dev, spoiler alert, but I think there was no real risk in him just setting or putting this on the board for deck dev, right? I mean, like, yeah, the 1 in 3 chance if I just happen to snipe, but I don't know, it's worth the risk, right? Anyway. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to make sure that, especially for, wait, was I even, yeah, no, actually, this is bad, I think. Yeah, I don't think that was actually good. I don't think it was worth wasting that disruption on a random backer. Maybe it was, like, okay, technically it ended up being because like that Diva Frog, but I think that was kind of a mistake here. I think it's normally best to just go for the uni and hold your disruption. Because otherwise you're just kind of letting your opponent just do whatever they want. You know? Okay, but anyway, it worked out, so I mean, I guess that's good, but that's not necessarily a justification. Okay, so here we go. Oh yeah, he's gonna go for Plague, and yeah, unfortunate. He's just, yeah, he's like, okay, if he has Crow, I lose, whatever. But he's at that stage where so many things went wrong that, yeah, exactly. Okay, here we go. Gone. Unfortunate. Sorry, Randage. This happened to be like that. Okay. I might, yeah, I'll continue. Maybe I'll do like the first 3 in this first video and then like do the other ones another time. Especially the James Arc ones, that would be a good feature. I think James was somewhat critical of the way he played in the replays, if I remember right. I don't even remember, to be honest. It was like a year ago. Guess we'll find out. Okay, so let's see. This was against Beast Mode. Oh yeah, this is one of the very first times I played against him. I think it was either the first or second time I had faced him in the tournament. And this is one of the reasons why he has such high opinions of frogs, because I keep beating him in these high stakes tournaments. Should I have gone for Spot Frog? I don't think so. No, I think I should have started with Soul Chain. I think I was just being way too comfy here with like taking damage. Oh, because of the cores. Okay, maybe. I guess. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. Because I think what I'm gonna do is end up like making a big sub play, tribute stuff, while also using Swap Frog priority to bounce the cores. So I'm basically just gaining like a free token for fun stuff. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. With the cores here, that's fine. Without, you should definitely be slow switching. For sub, by the way, not for mobies, for sub. Because early on, they're probably going to have like bottomless trap hole, torrential, even, well, not rug game 1, but you see what I mean? Like, it could be that kind of thing. They're typically going to be setting things that that can handle a monarch. Okay, so what am I doing here? I think I might actually go for Mobius, but probably not going to touch 2 back row because a lot of Ryo decks have Starlight Road, whether it be like Hero Beat, Stun, whatever thing. Even Quick Draw in this case, I didn't know he was on Quick Draw, but Quick Draw could easily play Starlight Road. Yeah, it's normally best in these cases just to go for kill 1 with Mobius. And you're probably just gonna, like the first back row set is probably gonna be a bottomless trap hole, so wouldn't really touch that one. But you can target 1 of the other ones, and then chances are it's going to be a 2 for 1 with the Mobius. Now, is that right? Like, yeah, I think like, I mean, the fact that he hasn't committed any other monsters suggests that Torrential is probably lurking, possibly. But I mean, 1 of the back row is probably a Solemn or a Starlight Road, so that's accounted for. This would have to be a Torrential, if it were the case, so you're kind of just betting on this being Torrential. So Torrential is not necessarily super, like a huge threat here, but it's definitely possible. What should I do here? I could even just like hold this little chain for later, true, in case he wants to set stuff later, because it's a bigger threat, and just like bait out backer with the cores, and then like maybe phase 2 Substitute. That's fair. So I think that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm not going to play into Mirror Force, I doubt it. I think I'm just going to attack the cores. Great, okay. Yeah, okay, see? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to priority attribute this. So if you Torrential, it's going to kill the 3, but I still summon the frog. Normally you're going to be just going straight through the Treeborns, but in this case you'd actually want to just go straight for 1 swap and priority bounce the Gores. That's to play around as Torrential. And then you can send the Treeborn later, whatever, but that's what would be the safest here. So as for Solemn, fair, okay, so then he doesn't know what you're going to attribute until he clarifies that, fair. Especially that's true if like, you have a set monster and you don't want to tribute the set monster right away and tell them what it is before they're able to Solemn. Because if they do Solemn your Substitute, you have to put the set monster back on the board, and you told them what it is. In this case, it doesn't matter very much, but that's just a very small thing to be aware of. So you could ask for Solemn like all the time in these cases. No reason not to. Okay, so priority bounce, exactly, yeah. All right, there's not much that I'm really going to change about how I play these things. Should be the token for a dupe, fair, okay. I'm probably going to end on just probably either dupe block plus flip flop or sub dupe flip flop. I'm probably not going to fear very much the prospect of the dupe of the frogs getting killed here. So yeah, I might just end up sub dupe flip flop, and that means I can plan for Uni Frog next turn because these are pretty safe. Like these attack each other, obviously, if you didn't know. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Let's see what I do. Oh, duh, right? I wasn't even paying attention. Yes, of course. So I bounce this through the cores, so I have an extra normal summon that's going to turn into a dupe. That means that these are even more protected. Great. And I think we've kind of already done the check for Torrential. Don't necessarily have to play around it, but just to be a little bit cautious, you can try not to use the swap send effects while you have all these face up. In case they change Torrential to that. Okay, yeah, so this is a great end board. Yeah, fantastic. This is going really well for us. I think, oh, does he actually quit here? I think he like quits really early. And I think he just sees the writing on the wall and is like, yeah, screw this, like my hand sucks. Maybe it's next turn. Maybe it's right here, actually. Okay, fair. Yeah, okay, that doesn't matter. You put it back to the deck, right? Okay, I summon it again. I don't think he was thinking about that. I think he got really stressed. Okay, so he's gonna hit the Uni Frog. Okay, so I think this is where he quits, right? Yeah. Fair, all right. I mean, in a way not fair, because like you should just be playing that anyway, because like, you know, try not to give as much information, try to give as little information as you can, while also gaining as much information as you can about your opponent's deck. But, you know, whatever. Especially if you don't necessarily care about the tournament, then maybe that doesn't matter so much. Or if, like, you know, if it's the end of the RBET and you gotta catch a flight or whatever, I don't know. Maybe you're in a rush for some ridiculous reason, who knows. Okay, like having a real life outside this game, right? Huh? Okay, what am I doing here? Okay, oh yeah, so that's fair. What I'm doing here is I'm just like going for aggro first, like against quick draw. Like you can kind of just leave the swaps on board, and like I'm not necessarily going to summon very much that are going to kill them. I tend to just like be kind of passive and setting things, or just like require a big combination of cards to do so, or like specifically a debris dragon, but I have the crow for that, right? So I can actually leave these on board, and I'm just setting up the grave. Like I don't need to hold these in the deck, obviously. This just gives me the subs I need. I still have everything, all the frogs in the deck, as my personal toolbox, which is great. So everything's going very well here. What am I doing? Oh wait, did I use soul change? That was So maybe I guess I was afraid of Caius, like just beating over them. That's fair. Yeah, because I need them for Moray. Okay. Yeah, I totally forgot about soul change. Doing commentary and also like paying attention to the game. Okay, I get it. It's actually a little bit different too, playing the game. Alright, that's pretty good, because probably going to obviously summon Treeborn. Okay. There's a few things you could do here. You could swap, bounce Treeborn, summon Uni Frog, just go from there, kill back or do whatever. Still have swap plus Treeborn in hand. It's probably the simplest. You could also special the swap Frog and kill the other one, playing into Mirror Force obviously. So probably safest is just swap, bounce, normal. That's probably what I'm going to do. Great, okay. Now wait a minute, so I've already used the bounce. So what I should be doing here is I should be discard that to summon swap, bounce the uni, and then attack these. I think that's the best play. Now I still have salvage for the Moray and everything. Plus the uni in hand for the Moray if I really want to. So I think that's best. Also I have a third swap in deck. That's going to help with getting the Uni Frog back in action once I salvage the sub, have the uni in hand. So yeah, that was a mistake. So I'm kind of losing tempo here. I think even like main phase 2 I'm probably going to discard to summon this and bounce, but I don't want to lose this, right? I think that was a mistake. What am I doing? No. That was not good. I should want to keep this. For sure, I want to like clear the way for Vanity Spin to carry. Like I want to be super safe if he summons a drill. I don't want to have to risk the back row. No, that was a mistake. Okay. So I lose this, unfortunate. Because like I already have so much advantage with the frogs and everything, like with salvage into substitute, am I crazy? Like, you know, it's like basically infinite advantage. I totally have the Moray set up. Like I don't have to worry about discarding the tree one for that. No, that was like a big mistake. Alright, hopefully I don't lose this game because of that, but I mean, I kind of doubt it, but the back row is a little bit scary. Alright, let's see what I got. Maybe I could have gone for a sub first. Did I side out the dupes? Probably not. Or maybe I did. I don't know. Okay, so Rise is good. Heavy Storm plus that. Okay, fair. Very good top deck, huh? Alright. Lucky me. Alright, I guess like Roghnach to bounce that and go for damage is kind of cool, but I might not risk the Gores. Let me think. I could just summon Archer, hit over the thing, presuming it's a Raikou, because one Dante's gone. That would be alright. There's a few things you can do with the Archer and the Diva that way. Like you can attack the Diva first over the Raikou. You have to kill the Archer, but that's fine because it survived. And you make a synchro, and you make this too. Or you can attack with the Archer over it if you think it's a hamster. And then that way the Diva gets to kill the Raikou. So yeah, I might go for something like that. The Roghnach is a little bit expensive, but maybe it could be alright. Okay. Yeah, maybe I just don't really fear the expense with the salvage. Yeah, it's fine. I don't want to walk into a course though, for sure. So I might pass. Yeah, I get, like, I want to put them on a clock, but I think nowadays I might not actually risk that course because, like, people are really fond of course these days. Maybe back then they weren't as much. I can't remember. But to be honest, like, things don't change that much. They're not like, nah, like, these trends are pretty similar over the years. What am I doing here? Oh no, I didn't have access to flip-flop. No, okay. Unfortunate. Yeah, I think I'll lose this game because that was a very specific combo. Oh well. Couldn't really have seen that coming. Yeah, actually had I gone for the Archer thing, like the, maybe I just didn't think it could be a Raiko, but the Archer thing, like, and make Android main phase 2, that would have played around that, but that's also hindsight. Okay, I top decked that, by the way. Alright, you know, what can you do, huh? Okay, so things are going well. I think he top decked something else though, right? I think. Okay, yeah, Raiko's great top deck here. Okay, fair. I should just tribute and go for that, I think. Unless I really fear something, but with the Crow I shouldn't. Like, I don't have to fear debris. Like, what's the worst thing that could happen if I just go Kaya? Gores, of course, yeah, definitely. But I guess I already decided I'm not going to fear Gores, so, like, yeah, I should just tribute the thing. But I don't. Oh no! Maybe I just thought, like, if he did have Raiko, then I could just make a synchro next turn, make this 2, and then have the Kaya set up for next turn, the MST, that's probably it. Yeah, I get it. Yo, where's my Archer? Oh, it's gone. It's already gone. Oh, this is not, that's not a good sign. Does this even work out? Okay, so he's gonna go for, Dandy and make this Jukes or as a torrential. What is he doing? What? Where's, what? Huh? Did he, like, side one out or something? What? What's going on here? Why did he leave that? I don't understand. Oh well. Alright, it's his funeral. Alright, I should set the Roghnach break, I think. Yeah, I should. Yeah, for sure. Because, like, you know, that hits the back row, that hits whatever monster resets, and then I just go for game. Uh-oh. That's not good for me. It's an all-out top deck war on both sides. Okay, but does it matter though? Because, like, okay, if he hits the MST, then that opens up Roghnach break to hit that, and then if he hits the Roghnach break, then I probably should chain the MST to it so I can, like, go for Kaya. Because the Diva is not helping at all, so I think that's probably best. I have a feeling I don't. Okay, good. Okay. Great, okay. So as long as it doesn't have Crow, right? But he does, because I think I only have 1-3-1. I think that's exactly what happened here. Yep, I actually remember exactly what happened next. Yeah, this is really unfortunate. That's the nature of a top deck war. Sometimes you top deck bad and they top deck good. Uh-oh. Great. Yep, fantastic. I mean, did I misplay? I would say yeah. I think I did. So, did I deserve it, therefore? Yeah, kind of. Alright, that was a great top deck as well. I mean, I top decked this. That was a great top deck. He also top decked well. What can you do? Okay. Okay, that's an amazing top deck. Okay, fantastic. I think I was thinking, like, actually just go for Kaya's per game. Just target itself, like, go all in here. Because what if I got to lose? Or maybe hit his monster and then go for a game that way. Something like that is probably what I'm going to do. I doubt I'm going to maneuver with the actual with the water monsters themselves. I doubt it. We'll see. Okay, yeah. Nothing else to send. Whoa, what am I doing here? Do I actually have something else to send? Because here's the problem, like, if you don't... oh, yeah, okay, yeah, great. Yeah, I always check that you have more frogs or substitutes to send, because if you don't, then you have to send from the field, which is going to be sending this. So don't do that. Okay, so this is also unfortunate. Oh well. So we chained it to it, so it's not going to be the next one. Oh, great. Okay, okay. But he top decked that. Okay. Yeah, naturally. Fair. All right. be like that. That's a topic where here I am with triple Caius. Yep, makes sense. Okay. But yeah, like in cases like that, like, okay, yeah, they talk like this, you talk like that, blah, 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 but just think about what you could have done differently and to avoid even thinking that spot in the first place. That's all you can really do. Okay, here is kind of cool actually, because you have soul exchange and you don't have to distribute with it, but they don't know that, so they're gonna just, you can bait them out with that. It's great. 95% of the time, you probably actually do have a tribute, but sometimes you don't, and you just, use your poker face, don't let them know, and they're just going to attribute it anyway. Haha. Great, okay, Crow comes in very handy here. Saves me from losing my field presence. This is also boosted by Field Man, which is nice. Extra little damage there, he knows, great, don't have to remind him. This is a fella of, he reads the cards. Alright, he's probably going to hit this with something, okay, totally fine. What am I doing here? Oh, am I going for Black Rose? I think that's very reckless. I think I should have just set up a tree board, no? Yeah, for sure. What am I doing? Once I was like, no, I wasn't fearing Rug because I used Diva. So what am I doing here? I don't understand that. I think that was a mistake with some time. You shouldn't go for Black Rose there. Like, don't risk your super close game 3 on a Starlight Food. Because, like, obviously that's going to be a Solemn or whatever. It hasn't used Solemn yet. No. Also, by the way, quick way to double check if they have used Solemn or not. Just check the life points. If it's more than 4,000, they haven't used Solemn yet. Just remember that, because you don't want to always check the graveyard for everything all the time. There's the Rug. Okay, he didn't want to use it on the Diva because he has a differential, I guess. So I guess maybe I was thinking like I had already checked for Rug, but no, I hadn't, because if he had a Rug, he wouldn't necessarily have used it on the Diva. Okay, and yeah. I could have gone for Caius, but that's fair, I suppose. Yeah, okay, I'm just trying to stop his comeback play, whatever that is. Okay, and also baiting out, like, steering the way for Caius. Great, okay. Okay, not so bad. And Swap can try and hit for game, and I think it actually does. I think, did I, like, disconnect here and, oh yeah, I was like, yeah, do you have Solomon? Do you have a Rug? And like, I didn't say, do you have a Rug? But I was like, no effects, like, I'm not playing his Rug here. Great. Did he have Rugs? I think he did, right? Yeah. So had I used gift facts, it would have been a little bit greedy that way, but fair, just talk the game. Great. Okay, so that was replay number 2, I think. Is that only number 2? Should I go for another one? Oh my gosh. I lost the actual comments. I mean, I could just end it there, to be honest, and come back to it later. I hope it recorded. That would suck if it didn't, but oh well. I could just record it some other time. Oh my god, what am I doing? I've talked about this deck so much. Okay. Where was it? That's what I called it. Okay. Do I want to do one more replay versus Burn Dig? Do I have time? How much time is in the recording for? I check this. Is there a way of checking that? I have no idea. I actually don't know. Alright, you know what? Yeah, let's go for another one. Let's get greedy here. Hopefully the recording doesn't stop during this or something. I have no idea what's going to happen. And you know what, like, actually I don't even care. If you think it's too long, then just, like, stop watching. It's up to you. I think whatever you're going to see in this is probably going to be some valuable insight. Regardless of the length of the video. And to be honest, like, you know what, like, watch it some other day if you want it. Do what you want. Okay, so a lot of times I don't want to attack a face down versus an unknown deck. This is cool, okay. Like, I'm kind of pretty chill with that in general. Like, most Frog decks, if you do that to me, turn 1, okay, great. Like, of course, there are some hands where you have, like, multiple Monarchs and you can't summon them because it's fucking gone. Okay, that can happen, but most decks I have, like, a backup plan or, like, a secondary engine that I can use instead, so totally cool with it. Especially here, because I happen to draw a substitute. Another cool thing is setting the dupe and searching Treeborn when it's killed, and then having the Roghnach break set and discarding the Treeborn, which sets up in advance for other stuff. But that assumes that like they're just going to attack over the dupe, which doesn't really necessarily happen, but you know, good. All right, what am I digging for here? I don't really understand what this play. Why am I doing that so much? Huh. I'd have to go back. I wasn't actually paying attention there. Oh well. I'm sure it was like moderately okay. Probably a little bit I would change there some way, but to be honest, I can't be bothered going and starting this replay again. Sorry. All right, in any case, I mean, like, you know, we didn't draw a bunch of bricks or whatever, so you drew enemy controller Caius and his Roghnach break. We had that already, like I say. He was maining crows. That was like his thing during this tournament, and it worked well for him. I think he actually got 4th or something. I don't know. Yep, but I mean, again, we're kind of cool with it. Like, I typically have a backup plan of some kind. This is why I love Soul Exchange, because if you don't draw any frogs or whatever, or they do something to your frog, then you're totally cool with that. Okay, do remember that as well. You can combine them both to, you know, steal multiple guys. Okay, I was lucky that it wasn't for like a bottomless or whatever, because it totally could have been by that point, but great. Okay. Had it been a bottomless, then that would have been a little bit awkward, but also not necessarily the worst, because he's not in a great spot either. Definitely very cool that he doesn't have any zombies. I think I pretty much read that he was on a zombie deck at some time. Especially at that time, like I think that was one of the only tomato decks, especially if it had a Diva as well, so I don't think I'm being caught off guard here. Now, do I attack into the Gores? Yeah, to be honest. So, like, I also have the Roghnach break for the Gores, trade the guys for the token. I'm not dying. Like, putting him in range of not being able to, if brain control is great. If he has Gores, but, you know, what are the chances? Sometimes just gotta take the risk, and here, the reward way outweighs the risk. Luckily, he top decked bad stuff. Great. We like that. Okay, so what am I doing here? Yeah, so yeah, that's fair. So I'm attacking into, I'm on a recon mission here. I'm not trying to kill the guy, I'm just trying to figure out what it is. So I have a decent enough attack, and I'm going to take super high damage. I'm going to figure out if I want to set the Mirror Force, if I want to go into whatever kind of synchro, like if it was a turtle, then I might go into Catastrophe instead of Android, for example. That kind of thing. Okay, and then definitely making a synchro because I want to set up the grave for that. And yeah, I actually should use salvage right away. I have a feeling I don't. And the only reason for that is because of the Book of Life. So I want to just use the salvage, get these back, have them for later. I don't want to necessarily use the Moray right away, because I already have the Nerve Force and the Crow pretty set up for like just surviving this turn. And I want to figure out if there's water that I draw next turn that I want to shuffle away even more. Maybe there is, who knows? What am I? Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, he does the damage there. Okay. You gotta hate those misplays where those misclicks where you just are shuffling your deck, you summon from the deck, and then like you accidentally discard something, and you reveal like you send a brain control by accident or something, and you're like, aha, yes, you don't have brain control now. Ugh. Yeah, it happens. But in this case, that's not what it was. All right, I have a feeling I don't, like I forget to use salvage. Like in normal circumstances, you want to hold the salvage because you don't want to tell them what you have in hand. You don't want to tell them to expect a Diva next turn. You want to surprise them with it, but in this case, yeah, because of the Book of Life. If you chain Crow to the Book of Life, yeah, they banish that, but you're also going to banish that. So you want to get them out of the grave, and also just make sure they can't even use it in the first place. And that way you can hold your Crow for better things later. And maybe it'll use like Zombie Master or Mizuki instead to summon that, and that way you can use the Crow on that and leave the Book of Life dead. So definitely the salvage there was at best. Didn't need to set the Mirror Force. Do get into the habit of trying not to set traps super early. Don't like, just get into the habit of practicing. Like, see what happens if you don't set a trap super early, and then just like, you know, work out yourself. How often are you punished for not doing that versus how much are you punished for doing that? Because believe me, you can be punished very, very much for setting traps too early, both by by having your tree warren blocked, but also just by being forced to use your trapper way too early and have it faded out by something that they can afford to lose versus something they actually don't want to lose. Okay, so he has a big full hand of stuff, but I mean, are we afraid? Kind of a little bit, but it's fine. Like, we're probably going to draw stuff for the moray. It's cool. Like, you know, we have crow for this. He could have made it Urbellum if he had it. I don't know. Maybe he probably doesn't have it. Like, people don't like that card, even though it's a great card. Urbellum is an amazing card. People don't love Urbellum, which is ridiculous, but hey, I don't know. So here I'm going for flip flop because I want to bounce that for free. Not bad, right? Probably end on just like, yeah, sub plus dupe plus flip flop, especially because the sub is in defense. The sub also protects the flip flop, by the way, which is great. That's probably what I'm going to do. Wait, what? Oh, I only had two. Okay, only 2 monsters there. Okay. Yep, that's a good combination there. Didn't need to keep any frogs in deck, just sent them all, including the second dupe. Don't forget to send the second dupe. People always forget to do that. Okay, now I am leaving myself very low on waters for the moray, but I don't know, like, what do you want? Maybe I could have left some waters in deck just to draw them, because actually drawing them would be a good thing here, but also I want to use the Diva, so I think that's actually fine. Like, I don't want to draw into waters, I just want to have the moray there as a discard for Roghnach, and that's probably going to be it. Or the dupe is going to get me the water anyway, and I can just use that for moray. Or if I add back a swap, and I can also use that to bounce a Treeborn, and that can be a discard for Roghnach Break or a bounce for moray. So yeah, various things here. I don't necessarily have to keep the rock in back. Oh, but I actually set the Roghnach Break. Okay. I think that was a mistake. I think I should just set the Mirror Force, right? Maybe I wanted like more active disruption during his main phase for some reason. What was I thinking here? I don't think I agree with that, actually. I think it's just setting Mirror Force is best. Okay, well, lucky me. He kept it in heavy and he had it. Okay, so my choice looks correct there, huh? No. But even then, like, no, I think I was kind of safe even without the had Mirror Force been hit by a heavy. I think I would have been fine. Okay, that's also hindsight because I can see the hand here too, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty high on life points, very spongy field going on here, crow. I think it would have been okay. Okay, that's a very good top deck, especially versus the 10. Look at that. Okay, yeah, wow, go me. Now, actually, as well, I could have gone for like a synchro first, like a Roghnach, and then like have the flip flop for the gores to bounce all this stuff back, whatever you summon. But this also does the job, especially because like Vanity Fiend plus a bounce of return. Okay, he's probably not going to be getting past that unless he has like some very specific draws. I could set the Mirror Force just in case he has Brain Control plus Kayaks. Oh no, he won't. So maybe I don't have to. But I mean, I'm not going to be summoning Treeborn anyway, so you know, what's the harm of setting Mirror Force, especially because Heavy's gone, right? I think I should probably set the Mirror Force. Yeah, okay. Either way is fine. By the way, like, there's not necessarily a perfect right answer there, but. And a great top deck again. Lucky me. Fantastic. Not that it necessarily matters too much because I don't think you can top deck out of it, but yeah. Okay. So that's that. That's the first half of the replays. I think I'm going to leave it there. Yeah, it was fun. Okay, so guaranteed you learned something from that, definitely. Especially if you're going to be playing Diva Frog tomorrow, or what am I saying, tomorrow, on Saturday. Then I hope that gave you some insight onto different combos the deck has, some of my thought process behind the deck construction and how I play the deck, some interactions between the cards, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm sure you'll learn even more, especially in the replays versus James, because those are definitely very cool ones. Well, actually, no, like, I think one of them was pretty uneventful, one of the replays versus James, but it doesn't matter. Like, it'll illustrate some concept of the deck. Yeah, great. Okay, good idea. Glad I made this video, and hopefully this recorded properly. And see you in the next one. While I work out how to turn off this camera.